inflation is here. Inflation might be here to stay. And the problem with inflation, this is my personal thing about it, it makes the rich richer, but it makes the poor poor. I mean, literally poor. And then the middle class is hit the hardest. And the thing that concerns me is, I wrote my book, The Capitalist Manifesto, and revolution starts when when the poor can't survive. Because, like when you go to the store and a piece of celery is $20, and today it's oil and all this. So the question today is, what do you do? How do you hedge against what's coming? Because when Biden, when that commie Biden cut off the XL pipeline, the price of oil went through the roof. I was buying oil at $30 a barrel, or I was selling oil at $30 a barrel, and then it went to $130 a barrel. So I got really rich, but it wipes out everybody else. And that's why then Biden has the guts to blame Putin for it. I'm going, wait a minute, you're the guy that cut off the pipeline. And so, ladies and gentlemen, this is not a political show. We're not CNN, and we're definitely not Fox. But we better start paying attention. So that's why I wanted to have Jay Martin on here, because he's in the heart of resource country, which is Vancouver, British Columbia. It's ridiculous. And Castro has murdered so many people. But that's really the communist way is to kill as many people as possible. I'm a Vietnam veteran, and I saw Vietnamese killing Vietnamese. And that's just not part of our psyche. But the trouble with communism, or what you can see in the Ukraine, they'll shell housing. They'll shell women and kids and all this. They don't care. It's murder in my book, but as a U.S. Marine, we go to jail for that. But the communist system it's okay to murder your fellow human being. And so that's why it's dangerous. But other than just that, how do you protect yourself from them killing us in our wallets, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So what is your forecast on, when you watch what Biden's doing and Trudeau's doing? They're a bunch of hardcore communists. They may not know it, but what they're doing is making it really tough on the poor and middle class, aren't they?
Yeah, 100%. And that communist manifesto is always sold under the guise of community and togetherness, and we're going to have each other's back. And any student of history knows that's never how it goes. But repeatedly, it's sold to the public, and the public accepts it. Isn't that wild? How many times do we need to learn this lesson, right? But we're going in that direction, and it's somewhat horrifying. And so what do you do, right? My answer is optionality. Right. It's like, I need options. Right. And so whether that's stores of wealth in a variety of safe haven asset classes, I'm heavy gold, silver, Bitcoin, I'm heavy real estate. But beyond that, we're optioning our U.S. passports. I'm Canadian American. My family's dual. Right. And I want the optionality of a couple of geographies, to be honest with you.
Right. Right. So let me say, what do you see with inflation? Because, this is why I say I'm an oil guy. I own lots of oil. And like I said, we were selling it for $30 a barrel. Then it went to 100. I think today it's 105 a barrel. So I'm making a lot of money. What was that thing called anyway? He made me a rich man. Then he blames Putin for it. I'm going, what? These guys are cartoons. They're jokes. I mean, as a Canadian, you must be looking down here and said, Americans are nuts right now, aren't they? You can say what you like.
It adds up though, doesn't it? Like, yes. I mean, how much oil and gas actually makes it to the U.S. from Russia? It's less than 10%, right? And the U.S. has lots of options to produce more natural gas and oil domestically. Biden cuts it off here. I mean, he's cutting our oil supply. I mean, I produce oil, so I'm not concerned at all. But he cut the production of America down, and right.
So, and then the biggest problem is, for the last few years, all wars are about oil. What happened to Pearl Harbor when not my relatives, thank God, but they bombed Pearl Harbor because Roosevelt cut off oil. Yeah. And they said, you screw you, we're going to bomb you. So I watch what's happening in the Ukraine, and then Biden goes to Saudi Arabia. And then this was the biggest thing of all, Jay. I don't think anybody saw it. Saudi Arabia agreed to sell China oil. I just took a position in one of the largest gold mines in the world, in world history. And I'm very bullish on gold. You know, we have tons, I have control of tons of gold, not just ounces. And because to me, gold has been money since God came around. Gold and silver are God's money. Bitcoin is people's money. And so that's why I watch the dollar, and I still see Americans saving dollars, or Canadians. And we are kind of, because we don't sell anything. You know, we don't have any, we're not saying buy this, do that, and all that. We're just purely educational, informational. So if you like this program, you have friends, family, or business associates who need to listen to this, please listen to the show. And please, anybody who is into the stock market and real estate market right now, or even worse, somebody who believes in saving dollars or loonies, the Canadian dollar or yen or pesos, this is your program, because I don't know if you understand here that they're printing trillions of it. And when Biden shut down the XL pipeline, I went, oh my God, that guy is a communist. Because when he shut down the pipeline, we knew inflation was going through the roof. And Sarah, you know, was complaining about how much did you pay for your last tank of gas?
$70. It was twice what it was a year ago.
Yeah, and all I say is thank you, because I got richer, she got more. And so, but that's the game out there. That's what the Rich Dad program is about, to show you there's always three sides to a coin: rich, poor, and the other side of it. And I hate Biden, but I thank him for making a richer man, because oil went from about 30. I was selling oil at $30 a barrel in my wells. Went to 130. I went, oh my God, thank you, Jesus. And I mean, no, thank you, Biden. Then he blames Putin. I'm going, oh my God, this man's nuts. Then he starts a war in the Ukraine. I'm going, this is really nuts. And so anyway, we're talking about how do you play this, because they're going to keep printing money. They have to. Plus I just can't imagine. So if you're saving dollars, and we're in the biggest bubble of all time, stocks, bonds, mutual funds, real estate, biggest bubble, to me, the best investment is still silver, gold, and oil, and Bitcoin or crypto. So our guest today is Jay Martin. He's president and CEO of Cambridge House. He puts on the VRIC, which is May 17th and 18th. I will be there. If they didn't have all those stupid communist restrictions, I'd be there in person, because I love Canada, love the Canadian people, love your Labatt's blue beer. You know, it's just a fabulous country, fabulous town. But tell us about the VR. When we're talking about, people are Bitcoin miners, but there's also junior miners in silver and gold and oil, actually. So tell us about what you do there, Jay, with the VRIC.
Yeah, the VRIC, the Vancouver Resource Investment Conference, it's built to help people understand how to make money in the resource sector. And so what we do, Robert, for 2 days is we gather, there will be about 300 companies, junior mining, producing mining companies. So that's exploration, developments, and production companies in the precious metals and resource sector. And then I'll have about 150 keynote speakers take the stage. And the way we select our talent is based off of their track record. And so I look for individuals who consistently have skin in the game in the resource sector. It can talk about, and then they have to have been serially successful.
Well,
and they can talk
also
about
got skin and got some skin back. That's the game.
That's important.